Really pretty.
It's really alive.
Yeah, he's really alive.
Can I hold it?
No, I don't want to let go of him, but
jump.
put your finger out and watch. And watch. You can get to feel his claws here. Watch. Feel the claws on his toes. Can you feel that? You can just see a heartbeat inside there. There it is. See the little heartbeat?
Yeah.
Doom, 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 doom. Yep. One of the approved methods
Why is
for.
breathing different when it's on his back?
Oh, I think he's stressed. He's probably very stressed out. So he's breathing. Do you want to see him?
I got a little. Why I don't be seeing
You gonna run away?
No, I'm not gonna let you hold him. I'll do this, and you can feel his feet grab onto you. I'm gonna hold on to him.
Okay, okay.
Do they jump?
Yes. They jump and they run. All right. Cool. Well, it's been great to have the students involved. It's always fun for them to get to see what's living around them and also expose them to research. Not many high school students get to see that kind of work, so it's been a lot of fun. I found. Right there.
Wait.
Oh.
It's a nice spot.
Oh yeah, he's pretty. And so, will they bite?
We'll find out.
Nope.
No?
No, it's freaking out.
Oh, you can really see the blues down there. See him on his belly?
Oh, right there.
Jesse,
Right there,
Jesse.
right there. Ooh, right there.
Got him.
All right. That was a big one, wasn't it?
No, this is a small one.
Soon, they almost had more than they could handle.
Unless you think you can grab him.
Did you catch it?
I don't think so.
Good morning, everyone, to Thursday, January 25th, Nsdp meeting. And I have to say, we have quorum today, so we get to approve a lot of minutes. So with that, meeting called to order, and I have a list of minutes. Or we do them all individually, or?
I
was
think
one.
you could run through the listing of them by dates, and then
Okay.
you could.
We will do them all. I'll read them off. I have the list of what we're reviewing. So we're approving minutes from previous NSDP meetings. It is from December 7th, 2023, October 26th, 2023, September 28th, 2023, August 24th, 2023, April 27th, 2023, March 23rd, 2023, and February 23rd, 2023. And with that, any discussion on that, any of those?
No, I'd move approval of all of those previously listed minutes.
And
I second.
all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
And opposed, same sign. We are approved on all of our minutes.
Yay.
Yay, milestone.
Yes.
Oh, there was change on one. No.
We have approved them.
Yes.
And with that, we have one action item today, and I'll turn it over to you, Alex.
Great. Good morning, everybody. So on the Zoom, I have both Dan Klein and Kurt Keaton. I do want to make sure I do the point out. So Dan Klein is our newest project manager. He just joined us back in the fall. So I think this will be his first kind of full-fledged project that he's going to be running for us. So we're very pleased to have him on board. And so he'll be reviewing with you contract number 24011. This is award of a design build contract to the Miles McClellan Construction Company. This is for HVAC upgrades, and he'll certainly give you plenty of detail, but I think one thing I do just want to kind of highlight is that, so now that we've worked through all that backlog of our buildings that didn't have air conditioning before, so the work becomes sort of infinitely more complex. So it's fairly easy to go into one building and go ahead and kind of refresh, reset all of the HVAC equipment. And so now we're really kind of backing into the mode of maintain. So across the district, you can imagine with more than 100 facilities, you've got various pieces of HVAC equipment that are at various ages and efficiencies and reliability. And so this is really kind of the start of that work to go through and very selectively working with our maintenance team, assessing sites, making sure that we're going in and picking up those pieces of equipment and refreshing them to keep buildings operating. So with that, I'll turn it over to Dan.
Thanks, Alex. Yeah, so as he said, I am the newest project manager here, so this will be my first presentation.
Welcome,
Give me
Dan.
just a second. Oh, thank you. Give me just a second here. I'll get my screen shared. All right. Can everybody see the presentation okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, let's begin. Yeah, so this is project 24011, which is an HVAC overhaul project. You can see our table of contents here. So starting off, we just have our original request for qualifications. So this was posted in the, or this was advertised Tuesday, October 10th, as well as the 17th. That basically just said we were announcing a request for qualifications for a design builder for HVAC improvements, and we provided a link there where they could find more information on that. Here is the actual RFQ. Basically just goes into a little bit more detail about the project, which is just it consists of various HVAC equipment upgrades, replacements at multiple facilities across the district. We had an anticipated budget of $6.5 to $8.5 million. This would be on a design build. They were given an additional link to find more information, and there would be an informational meeting Tuesday, October 17th, which would be held over Zoom. They were given a little bit of information on what the submittals would need to contain. There would be a 20% LEDE participation goal, and prevailing wage rates would not apply to this project. So then we held our informational meeting, which again was October 17th. You can see here who from CCS was involved, as well as our criteria engineer, Evan Williams from M Engineering. So we were giving a deadline for submittals of October 31st of last year at 10 a.m. They were given information on who to submit the RFQ or the statement of qualifications to, as well as contact information for their general questions. We gave them a timeline of the project, which would be shortlisting by November 3rd, doing an initial site tour November 7th, issuing the RFP November 14th, interviewing December 18th, and eventually, hopefully having a board-approved project on February 6th. Again, they were reminded that prevailing wage rates did not apply, and the scope was at that time reaching over about 8 facilities. I believe that was expanded to 13. It generally just covered air handlers, boilers, chillers, automation, or any other components that were at or beyond useful life. I believe it did end up including a couple of other things that were outside of that, just due to the way the scoping went. And they would be given the site specific or the specific site locations after selection. Funding for the project would come from the Permanent Improvement Fund. And again, the project was expected to be $6.5 to $8.5 million. Construction activities were to begin as soon as practically possible, with a substantial completion date to be August 8th of 2024. Here you can see who attended the informational meeting. It was basically just CCS, our criteria engineer, and one group who ended up not bidding on the project. So here is the statement of qualifications for our selected vendor, who was Miles McClellan. And here are our letters to the shortlisted firms. We only had 3 bidders, so the shortlist simply was everyone who bid. So we did not have to send any letters saying that somebody was not shortlisted. And there are the letters there. And then moving on to the actual RFP. The response deadline for this was October 12th. Again, firms were reminded that prevailing wage rates would not apply here. The LEDE participation goal for this project would be 20%, which Miles McClellan has committed to, and workforce participation goal would be 25%. Here you can see a projected timeline for the remainder of the project, or for the actual, for the remainder of the project. Again, just of note, the substantial completion would be for August 5th. Moving on, basically when it came to the interview format, we scheduled 3 interviews, one with each bidder. They were each given 45 minutes to present, and then they would have a total of 45 minutes, 25 to present, and then 20 for questions from us. The project schedule was included in the project description, which basically, once again, just said we would be done by August 8th. And then from there, we had just a general statement of conditions. Then we move on to the criteria design. So here you can see a sample of what was submitted by Miles McClellan. So included in here is a site safety plan, which looks like this one was for Walnut Ridge High School. They did include one of these safety plans for every building in the scope, and they also included a baseline schedule here, which I realize is likely not legible, but of note, once again, they are projecting a substantial completion of August 5th. Here you can see our best value matrices for the 3 bidders. Miles McClellan was the clear winner. I believe we weighted 60% on quality of the responses and 40% on price. So we chose Miles McClellan, and engineering, the criteria engineer, did agree with our selection and recommended Miles McClellan as well. Here you can see the final GMP we came out to, which was just under $9 million. So we were about a 4% variance above the top end of our expected budget. And this is our working contract here. Here you can see a list of all the buildings that are involved. Again, I believe there were 13 in total. And to finish up, we have our LEDE Form A. This has not yet been signed by Terry Wise. It is in the queue, I am told, and we do already have a signature from Miles McClellan. So that is the end of our presentation. Do we have any questions?
Open up to any questions.
I will note that this was reviewed and recommended by the Technical Review Committee for approval today.
Just a couple things I'll add. Maybe these will elicit some questions. So One of the things that is a little challenging about design build is that we really are looking to our design build teams, partners, to make the good faith effort, because for the most part, they can't lock into LEDE vendors because they still have to complete designing the project before they can even put it out for bid themselves. So certainly we'll continue to work with them. We've also have a long track record of working with this particular firm, and so we're confident that they will, in fact, make that effort and achieve the goal. And then one other thing I want to acknowledge too, so you might have noticed that the final contract here that we've negotiated is a little bit above our target budget that we had originally set for the project. And that's pretty intentional. So one of the goals that I have set for our team, particularly when we're looking at our HVAC projects, I think they are probably the most technically difficult work that we do. Because particularly when you get into the high schools and some of the middle schools, the buildings are so large. I mean, there may be dozens and dozens of individual systems that are working together to heat and cool a building. And so one of the traps that we've kind of found ourselves caught in is we keep going back to the same building year after year after year. And so at our scale, we really need to move away from that model. And so I've asked the team to really start working with our maintenance team to look at items that maybe have not quite failed yet or not quite beyond their useful life, and making sure that we're pulling more items into a package so that we can pretty confidently go into a building and not go back for maybe another 3 to 5 years. Otherwise, we keep disrupting the ability to hold summer school or any other activities. And so we had a pretty long conversation about how to, as we move forward especially, think about how to package up projects better so that we're doing a more admittedly, we've kind of bootstrapped projects to this point because we've not had sustained funding to be able to think beyond kind of just making do. And so that's really kind of a mind culture shift that we're working on right now.
Does that include the criteria engineer kind of coordinating with you and making sure they're?
Absolutely, absolutely. And so you might remember towards the tail end of last year, so we also have sight lines that will be coming through and fully assessing all of our buildings. But we can't rely just on the expertise of an outside consultant because they're not in the building every day. So it really will be this change in culture in terms of having an outside partner who can help us kind of set a baseline, but also working with our day-to-day maintenance teams who are giving us real-time information about what's happening in buildings. And obviously that's going to be a work in progress for a while.
I would move approval or recommendations of project number 24011, awarding to Miles McClellan.
And I second. Sorry.
All in favor is aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you, Dan, and you've gotten your first project approved.
Nice job, Dan. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much.
And with that, I don't believe we have anyone from the board on. And then, I know, Alex, you had some new business for us to discuss.
Yeah, I mostly just want to make an announcement. So I'm going to have Brandy pull up her screen and kind of just show for anybody who's interested how to navigate our district's website to find all of our bid opportunities that are available. So as Brandy is working on pulling that up now, I'll kind of talk you through it. So if you just go to our main CCS webpage, which is ccsoh.us, at the top there is a link for vendors. And so if you click that vendors link, it will take you to a self-service page that has all sorts of information for our vendors. And as soon as she navigates there, so you'll see about halfway down, I think it's under the solicitations area, there is another link that has current opportunities. And so anybody who's interested in looking at what we currently have available, that is the place to go, and you'll see all opportunities. So just remember, it's not just construction, so you'll see all sorts of academic, curriculum, you may see IT items posted there. But I do want to point out a couple things. So right now we have bids posted for our playground installations. So I think we have about a dozen elementary playgrounds that we'll be installing over this coming summer. We also have a large package for cafeteria furnishings. So you might remember that last year we did a cafeteria furnishings remodel for our middle schools. It was very, very well received, so the plan is to do that same work in our high schools, so we're really excited to bring that work forward. But maybe most exciting, so I cannot reiterate, we are so incredibly grateful for the support of the community and the passage of our recent permanent improvement levy. And so next week, our vendors should expect to see the first RFQ related to that work posted. So some of that work is going to look very familiar, so you'll see ongoing roof work, fire alarm work, HVAC work, but we're also going to move into some new categories. So there'll be some more comprehensive safety upgrades that we're going to look at across our facilities. There will be a large athletics improvement package. So by all means, please check that link. We expect it to post on next Friday, February the 2nd. And so we're very excited to have that next round of work ready to go. Some of the work will start sooner, but it'll really be targeted for summer of 2025 work. So this will be just the front end, getting mostly our consultants on board to get that work started in terms of design.
Thanks. Pretty exciting what's coming up.
We're incredibly excited.
Yep. And with that, if there's anything else,
I would move to adjourn.
adjourn. Second,
Second.
and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And with that, have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you next month.
Thank you.